Yes, so welcome back. Now that you know the services that you want to render, it's very important that you plan the business. So this is a business and not a hobby. So we're going to plan it. And I believe that everything bows to strategy. So we're going to plan this business. So this is like a business plan for your virtual assistant business. So beneath this video, you see the business plan itself is a form of question for you to answer genuinely and sincerely so that it serves as a working document for you as you go on in this business because social media online business it has its own um peculiarity. So there are some things that we are going to be looking at in the virtual assistant business plan. So I have the questions below. Just download it or write it out. Download it. It's going to serve as a working document, so you don't want to lose it, right? So let's look at what is next. So we're going to look at trying to reach a destination without having a good roadmap is asking for trouble. So you want to go somewhere, you don't know where you're going to. You may eventually make it, but it's going to take you longer. So you're going to, I remember one time I was trying to go from if you stay in Abuja, you understand from Asoko to Gwarinpa. And because I didn't know my yes, I was driving, so I didn't know my way. I tried to use Google Map. I spent 3 hours like inside Abuja City. I had to resort to asking people. So you may eventually get there if you don't know your way. So I was anywhere Google Map was directing me, I was just following because I didn't know the road. So I felt Google Map knew the road. So until I started asking people which way, I got there in less than 30 minutes. So this is going to serve as a working document for you. You probably make a few unnecessary and avoidable mistakes and wrong turns. Like I was just turning, Google Map said turn here, I turn. I'll see myself where I was coming from. You will say, go back, I'll go. You see myself. So you don't want to do trial by error. You really want to know what you are going to go into. A good businessman can help you determine whether your business has a chance of making a good profit, provide an estimate of your startup cost and how much you will need to invest or finance the business. So the purpose of this part of this module is to trigger your brain to answer the most important questions that you may not have thought about, right? So we're taking it as a business because it is a business. It's not about just pressing phone, pressing laptop. It's a business. And trust me, it's a business. A lot of background work you need to get right. And if you don't get it right, nothing works. If you don't get it right, you will struggle. So this module is very important and I want you to pay attention. Get your pen, get your paper and your notepad and begin to write the things that come to your mind, right? So why am I starting the business? You need to ask yourself, why am I starting this business? Starting a virtual assistant business is easier said than done. Like I could tell you, oh, I make 6 figures every month. You did this, I did that. It's not a walk in the park. Yes, you've got to work from home, having control over your time, but to become successful in this business, you need a high dose of discipline and self-motivation. You are your own boss, so you are the engine room, the cheerleader, the innovator, the revenue generator. Maybe you have scrolled through many Facebook statuses, you have read my story, I could do something, and you think, oh, I could do something like this. The problem with that is that what many of us post on social media is only a part of the story. And while it may look wonderful on the surface, there's a lot that goes into running an online business. So you see the highlights or possibly the profit, maybe because I said I made 6 figures, the potential, and you think it's a great thing to begin. amazing. It's a great thing to begin. But I want you to take it very seriously, because if you don't, you may not get the kind of results that we have gotten. All right. So, but when the reality of the day-to-day business sets in, it's usually very far from being glamorous. So there are days that you have to work overtime. There are days that you can just sleep and lazy around. Fine. This is where your why comes in. You need to know why you are starting this business, and it will keep you going. I'm sure you know why by now, and that hasn't changed it. You know why I started my business by now, and that hasn't changed a bit. So at that time, I had only a child. By now, I have two of them. So you see, even now, she's no longer the only one. So you see that I have the reason to jump out of my bed every blessed morning. And trust me, raising kids is not easy. The financial implication of raising kids is not easy. In our days, maybe, well, I don't know, you may not necessarily have snacks to take to school, and that was cute. When I got married newly, I'm sorry I'm digressing, but when I had my baby first, I want to be a posh mom, so I will not give her juice, all these, what's it called? All these preservative juice every day. She'll take them every other day to school. The teacher had to call me to say, she cries when others are taking. My daughter cries when others are taking their snacks. So she doesn't care about whether I put fruit juice for her or this or that. She wants the packed juice that every other child takes. So you need to know why you are starting your business. It's very, very important. You need to know why you are starting your business. Number two, why do you want to start your business? That's number one. Number two is, who will help you? Why this person specifically? Okay, you're already here. Maybe I'm the one who will help you. I agree. And you're already in the class. You're already doing things that you're supposed to do, learning the ropes to this business. So why did you choose me? Because I've been in this field. You may not necessarily want to choose me again tomorrow. You might find somewhere, another mentor somewhere who is doing exactly what you want to do. So you need to know who will help you, why this person specifically. Don't just know it in your head. Write it down. Source it. Write it down. Let it be clear. Then the next one is the big picture. Write out a clear, honest vision of what running your own VA business will mean to you and what you ultimately want to achieve. So personally, I'll share my own with you. What it means to me is that beyond the VA business, I want to have an HR company. So I know where I'm going to. But what the VA affords me is, when I don't have the startup capital for an HR company, I'm trying to save, I'm trying to build a business. I'm not broke, right? So I'm running a business, and I know ultimately what I want to achieve. Yours could be just financial freedom. Yours could be just, okay, maybe you want to run an NGO, you don't have money, so you want to raise money using this. Yours could be anything. Your vision of what running your own business could mean to you, or you just want to provide services to people who are struggling with certain areas. Write out your big picture. Now that you know why you are into business, right? What will be the name of your business? What is going to be the name of your business? Because you need to give it a name. It's a business, remember, not an hobby. So will you also get registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission? When? The truth is, when I started my business, I didn't know many of these things, and that's what I'm telling you. So the name I chose, by the time I was going to register it with the Corporate Affairs Commission, the name was already taken. So I had to get a new name. And for some reasons now, many grants, there's so many benefits that registering your business with Corporate Affairs Commission come with. So recently we're trying to get a grant, and they ask you for your business name must be registered. You need a business account. You need this. You need that. There are so many benefits. So even if you can't register a Corporate Affairs Commission, just register a business name. With a business name, you can still open a business account. Right. So who will be your bank, and when are you opening the account? The truth is, if you don't get registered, you can't open a corporate account. So know the name of your business, know the bank you want to use, All right, what is your SWOT? SWOT simply means strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. So in this business, you need to know what your strengths are, you need to know what your weaknesses are, you need to know what your opportunities are, you need to know what your threats are. So what threatens you in this business? What are the opportunities? What other opportunities can you explore? Okay, what are your weaknesses? Do you need to hire someone to fill in that weakness? Do you need to work on them? Then your strengths, if you know your strength, it will help you a lot. Then what are some skills that come naturally to you? You need to ask yourself, while you are, putting a lot of things together, you want to do things that are greatly on your strength. So I think you should list 3 skills you would love to get paid for on a regular basis. So that things you love to do and you want to get paid for them on a regular basis. So you need to list them out as well. Then this one is very, very important, is customer avatar and personnel. So you already know from the last thing I said, that what skills do you really want to get paid for? So right now, you can't be a virtual assistant without having skill. I see someone asking me that, okay, as a virtual assistant, what am I selling? I'm not selling physical product. Excuse me. So by now, you need to know who your customers are. We don't sell physical products as virtual assistant, but we sell services, we sell soft skills. So you need to have skills for you to say that you are in this business. And that's what we've dealt with in a few lessons past, right? So who are your customers? You need to know your customer avatar. Who are your customer? Who can do most with the skills that you already have of the services that you want to render. So a customer avatar is a detailed profile of your ideal customer. It doesn't make assumptions or categorize people into groups. The avatar focuses on one person and outlines everything about them. It goes into much deeper depth than a regular marketing personnel. So providing marketers with many more marketing tools, because a lot of things are involved, especially with online marketing. So you need to know exactly who your customers are. Like, okay, who are the people who can do most? Who is the person? When we say customer avatar, you are describing just one person, but you also agree with me that this description that you give will be for more than one person. So we ask you to describe one person, but not that your customer is just one person. I hope you understand. If you don't understand, ask me a question in the support group. Okay, so it goes into more deeper depth than a regular marketing, all right? Providing marketers with many more targeting tools. So here, you need to know their background job titles, right? You need to know that life stage, career path, family. You need to know, but so you could be, maybe they are business owners, they could be um, career people, they could be maybe a woman. Let me just describe someone to you. A woman, her name is Linda. So personally, when I want to describe my customer avatar, I give them a specific name. So your customer may not be just one niche. So you have different services. Let's say you want to do graphic designing, you want to do customer service, or you want to do providing accounting services. So you have different customers. So you have to describe them, each of those ones. So personally, let me describe one of my customer. Her name is Linda. She's 45 years old. She has 2 kids. She lives in Lekki, Lagos. She lives in a duplex. She works in one of the multinationals, earning about 500,000 to 1 million naira every month. So you can see it. So I talked about the kind of job she does, the family she has, how many children, where she lives. So demographic, what's the sex? I thought about the sex, the age, the location, average income, language, English language, interest. What other brands do they interact with on social media? So you have them on Eshilit Africa, you have them on Mugulet, Inspire Women of What, Wimbies, right? Other relevant traits. This could be additional information here will help inform the kind of content or messages you share on social media. So remember, this is an online business. So how do you find your customer? Is by sharing content on social media. So what is their favorite social network? Because this is going to help you a lot. So your my is that they're always on LinkedIn and Instagram, right? Most of a few of them are on Facebook, right? But most of them. So you need to know which social media network. That's where you can base your own business. So let's say your customer is on LinkedIn and on Facebook. How will they find you? So you need to know which is their favorite social network, then which is their least favorite social network. Some of them don't like Facebook because Facebook is so noisy and all that. And on LinkedIn, they are always, some of them are on Facebook because of Facebook groups, but they don't usually have active accounts on Facebook. So what which is at least active or avoid or they avoid altogether. I know most of them avoid Facebook, like the noise is too there and Facebook people the way they used to behave. They believe that Facebook behave in a certain way. So what is their buying behavior? How does social media fit into their buying journey? Is your customer started using it for research, looking for a business or product review, direct shopping on Instagram? A lot of them buy on Instagram. So you need to know all these things. Then the next one is their spending power. How much money does the audience have to spend? How do they approach purchasing decisions in your product or price category? Right. So you need to know how have they ever bought online before? Will they be willing to work with someone online? So the all those things, if they have ever bought online before, there is a very possibility that they will be able to hire your services. But if they are not, it will be strictly difficult, like maybe they have not been exposed to buying online. So what is the side of their business? What kind of businesses buy from and engage with you? You need to know, are they startups or entrepreneurs? So for those of you who want to do social media management, so this is very peculiar for you. So you know the kind of businesses that buys and engage from you. So especially if you are going to manage someone else's page, you need to be sure on this. So decision makers who tends to make the buying decision. Are you targeting the CEO, the CTO, or the social media marketing manager? So you want to know the kind of services that you provide. Who will make the decision for them, for you to do graphics for them or write comments for them? Is it the CEO? Is it the CTO? Is it the social media marketing manager? So you need to know all of these things. Then what are their challenges? What are your customers' challenges on pinpoint? Because many people need help with social media, with virtual assistant, but they don't know. You know why I say they don't know? Sometimes when you begin to describe their challenges, so you struggle to meet up day every day, your business is suffering, you wish you could do more things in little time, and you don't know. So you begin to describe their pain points. So you need to know number one, what services you offer, then what problems that you have solutions to. So your services are solutions. So what problem will this customer have that will make the person to hire you? So that's what we call pain point. So goals, what are their goals? What do they want to achieve? You need to know. So let's say my own Linda now wants to achieve, she has a multinational job, but she also wants to have a business on Facebook or on Instagram. So she needs help with someone who can help her push this business while her job does not suffer. So this business is making money, that business is making money. Do you understand? So how will the business help? How can your business product service help to solve the challenges of this person? So this person will has a social a community on Facebook and needs someone to manage it. Sometimes she doesn't even come to Facebook in 1 week, right? So she needs someone. So me, I can manage Facebook. She has a problem with managing her Facebook group, and I'm doing it for her. I hope you get it. If you have any question, ask me in the support group. Then what is the purchasing barrier? So some of them, not that they can't do most of the things that they want you to do for them, but they don't have time to learn or limited technology budget. Okay, they don't have time to learn all these things, or they didn't have time to sit down in a class and begin to learn, or A lot of things could be responsible. So you need to know what is the barrier, what is the challenges that they have, or did they not have enough money to pay you? You need to, so some of them will say, oh, I don't want a virtual assistant, so I don't have money to pay. So you could let the person know that, okay, virtual assistant is actually cheaper than having a physical person. Do you understand? The message is, how will you position your business, service, or product to this persona on social media? That's what I'm saying. You need to know the social media where they are most likely um where they interact. So you need to position yourself if you are going to talk about when we are doing social media marketing. So what kind of content do they like? Some of them, your customer will determine, your ideal customer will determine the kind of content they like. So for me, because they're career people, they will like they're used to the formal setting. So you can do informal settings sometimes. But if you are selling something like product, let's say you're managing a page where they sell product, you need to be do sometimes informal. You need to just be the realest person. So maybe you're selling a skin product, you need to come and show them, oh, how beautiful your face is, how that's not formal. Just that. So it depends what kind of content your audience is most likely to engage with. Will it be videos? Will it be stories? Will it be GIS? Will it be product demos? I just said if you have a skincare product, what about the content mix? Do they like the mixed content? Sometimes they like video, sometimes they like graphics, sometimes this. So what about what social media rule of thoughts and 80/20 rule? So this social media rule of thoughts and 80/20 rule, I'm going to talk about it when I'm talking about content creation, so that you understand how these things work. Then voice and tone, what will your audience relate to on social media, right? You need to know all of that. You get me? So that's about customer persona. Then you need to go forward to ask yourself, what are they looking for in a business like yours? What are they looking for? So what's the solution you carry? Then where have other BA businesses fallen short solving these problems for them? So you need to be sure now, understand the fact that you are not the only BA around here. There are thousands and one BA businesses. So what are you bringing to the table? Which is what we talk about when we talk about branding your business. What are you bringing to the table? What makes you unique? Why should they hire you instead of someone else? So you need to know, what are you going to bring to. One thing I allow my customers to, or my clients to experience, is absolute respect and trust and a lot of professionalism. So I respect them. I don't talk to them anyhow. I care about them as well. So you could say, if I'm not feeling fine, I'll check up on you a couple of times, right? Or, but I respect them a lot, make them feel comfortable in their own skin. All right. So what problem might they struggle with and how can you help them? So some of them are actually like, okay, I'm not used to social media things. So that's where you come in and say, oh, okay, what about we don't talk on social media? I could give you a call. We could have a Zoom meeting. So that one is looking like more physical than just doing up and down on email and all that and other. So there are a lot of them who will have challenges with hiring you. You need to go ahead further and ask questions and help them to tackle those questions before it comes. So maybe the person in passing. So when you are conversing with a customer, you need to know in passing, listen to what they are not saying, their body language. So some of them be like, all this social media thing, this online thing doesn't really work. So if someone is online, it doesn't really work. You want to see the person face to face. Can't you sell the idea? Okay, what about if you do a Zoom meeting? That's like physical, because you see the person, you talk about whatever you want to talk about, and you get your instant reply, right? So you also let them know, okay, if you don't like WhatsApp chat, can I give you a call whenever there is an issue to be trashed out? So just be as smart as you can to tackle their questions even before they ask you, right? Yeah. So that's that about that. See you in the next module where we will talk about profitable niche. Bye for now.